Hey, let's get our next guest in. Craig Hannum of NGBN TV, and a huge driving force behind this April 6th Equip Ourselves to Save a Life. Craig, good to see you. Army man, plenty of good I love me stuff on the walls behind you, so you must be hanging out in your den or bar or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I'm in my man cave, man. It's
man cave, bro.
definitely.
Yeah. I thought we talked the other day about Red Sox hats. I thought we had an agreement.
We did.
What?
We did.
Oh,
And I didn't listen to you.
gotcha.
And so,
Gotcha.
I mean, if I get a COT hat, I'd be happy to wear that. But,
okay.
Well, that's how it's going to work.
First time on the show, the guy's demanding.
Yeah, sure. I'll get you my dress later, but it's opening weekend this weekend.
That it is.
I'm going to watch the Red Sox beat the crap out of the Mariners on Saturday. So I'm pretty happy about that.
To all our brothers in Seattle, he's Craig, CRAIG at ngbntv.com if you want to send him an email. Brother, it's good to see you, man. We are gearing up for this incredible event, sort of historic. I mean, kind of groundbreaking kind of idea here on April 6th, where we're going to have 2 training sessions that you'll be hosting live, where people across the world can tune in and learn about ways in which to engage with, talk, listen, ask the right questions for someone in mental crisis, really with the goal of suicide prevention. Let's make it clear what we're aiming to do here. We're aiming to equip men to stop guys from doing the one thing we can't undo. Exactly. And so we've got watch events that are going to be happening all over the F3 Nation. We got guys in New Jersey playing in North Carolina. We're going to host one from the barbershop. Rapido's going to host one from a guy's beach weekend, which would be a great part of what they're doing. But one thing I wanted to ask you about while we've got a few minutes with you today is, all right, tell us a little bit what those 2 hours are going to be like, right? What are guys going to learn? What are they going to walk away with?
They're going to be able to walk away with better equipped and better trained just in life in general, with be able to pick up on subtle indicators. And we're talking about micro expressions. Every time I hear someone say it was out of the blue, there was no indicator whatsoever. And sadly, there always are. But not everybody is highly trained to pick up on those things. So that's what we're trying to change across society, across North America, well, and globally, because everyone's tied in internationally. So, to where if you're sitting with your best friend and there's that one little thing, like they say something like, you know what, I don't feel like training for that big event today.
Yeah.
Well, that's an indicator. That's an invitation to me. I'm like, well, why not? Well, things aren't going so well at home. Start a conversation. Don't be mechanical about it. That's where we're going to train them, is not to be so freaking mechanical, where it's like, ask a direct question. Are you suicidal? Do you have a plan? Do you have access to it? Let's go see the wizard. No, you just create a barrier to communication. And what you told them was they're a checklist. So I'm not going to be teaching a checklist. We're going to be basically how to have a conversation, a very difficult conversation, because let's be honest, man, this is a taboo subject. And especially dads out there.
Yeah.
If your son, daughter, whoever comes to the dinner table and say, hey, my friend at school killed herself today, it's now time to have an open conversation, just like you would about sex with your child. Now, it's not the best conversation to have at the dinner table, but it's not the worst conversation to have.
Well, and it by not having it, you're only potentially setting yourself up for, terrible things that can happen. Jamie, what do you think? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it goes along with what we've been talking about the lead up to the event, to make people aware where to go find out more information and where to go register. And it's essential life training, like you just mentioned, from a dad perspective, from a community member's perspective, from a coworker perspective, from a spouse perspective, right?
Or stranger.
Kitty's had multiple instances over the last 3 to 4 months in the gym or other places where randomly a conversation happens that ordinarily you wouldn't think would happen. And it was because somebody was looking a certain way or just felt the need to say something. And being able to have those tools in your toolkit when you're not normally, subjected to that type of training, is what we're trying to do here. I think I'm all bought in on the notion of, if it takes 100,000 people to train on April the 6th to save one life on April the 7th, that's what we're doing here.
Yeah. Then we're successful. And I'm going to go through behavior. I'm going to talk about post-traumatic stress disorder and how to turn that into more of a post-traumatic growth, because everybody's got some kind of trauma, and people forget that post-traumatic stress means you survived. How can you take that and equip yourself to save someone else? It happened, and I'll be giving all kinds of examples on the event, but it happened just a couple of weeks ago. I was trying to get my TRICARE squared away because I'm retired Army, so TRICARE can be a pain in the butt. Good luck. Yeah, so I was on the phone. I waited for a few minutes. I finally got on, and the lady answered. She goes, "Hi, this is da," and she says her name in her intro. It was mundane. It was robotic. I was like, "The heck?" She was like, can you please give me your social? So I gave that. She goes, your name, your retired rank, et cetera, and all the stuff that I got to give to sign on. She goes, how can I help you? I said, you know what? My stuff's easy to fix. What's going on with you? And she's like, excuse me? I was like, how is your day going? She goes, what do you mean? And then she just starts crying. She goes, this is embarrassing. I was like, no, it's not. She goes, well, this stuff is recorded. I was like, man, I hope the freaking leadership listens to it. I was like, let's talk. We talked for 40 something minutes just
Whoa.
about her stuff before I got to fix my stuff, which was relatively easy. And at the end of the conversation, when she just said, hey, look, I lost a friend. I don't know how to deal with it. He was my boyfriend. We broke up. Did I lead him to suicide? So we'd had this huge conversation about it. It was just fortuitous, which
This
tells
just
me,
happened to you the other day?
yeah, a couple of weeks ago. And here's the causality of that.
Hmm.
It must be happening way too often, and
Yeah.
people don't have an outlet to talk to somebody about. And I said, do you guys have resources with TRICARE, your employer, to talk about this? She goes, well, I know. I said, what about your EAP? And she goes, well, what's an EAP? And I was like, oh man, wow, leadership is screwing up around here.
Yeah.
So it just happened. And she said she felt great. And I said, good. Tell your leadership, if you need to reach out, you've got my number on your screen.
Well, I think it's why, I think it's why F3 obviously and NGBN and this goal here are just so missionally aligned. And it's why I know our guys are fired up about being a part of this, because if you've got men that are actively involved in F3, you're just as much a part of their life as anyone else. Like odds are you could see them on a daily basis, right? So you're going to know if something's going on, or if you've seen a guy on a daily basis and all of a sudden you don't, maybe that's it as well. So Craig, we just wanted to give just a little, sneak preview as to what's coming up next Saturday, April the 6th, right? You got Easter Saturday this week, then you got the following Saturday. So you guys still have a little bit of time to get geared up. You go to ngbn.tv/save a life, get registered, and like Forge, like Scar, you and those guys, like what Rapido is going to be doing at the beach, like what we're going to be doing at the barbershop. Right. If you got a group of guys that are going to be together, let us know, because we want to help highlight that. And we also want to make sure you've got what you need to show us that all these people are doing this thing together. Because can we reach 100,000 people in a day? You bet your ass we can.
Absolutely.
You bet your ass we can.
And look, we all have trauma. Look, I lost 182 men just to suicide in a 20-year career. So wow. I get it. And it's 100% preventable.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's going to take monumental efforts like this to move the needle finally.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And it could be the icebreaker for it, because it's like you said, no one has ever tried this before.
Yeah. So why not us and why not now? We can't wait another second. Can't wait another second.
We've got the right group of guys together that are all like-minded. We get commonality of language, and we will definitely save some lives.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt about that. All right. April the 6th is the date. It's ngbn.tv/save a life. He's Craig Hannum. Craig, dude, so excited, man. Excited for what you're doing in sort of the second phase of your career here, man. You served our nation proudly for many years, and we thank you for that. And I know that you feel, and our next guest coming up in the next block will know this word, feeling very unlocked, right, in what you're doing now through this. And so we're thrilled to see your D2X, what you were born to do for those who you were born to serve, take shape here. And so go get them, bro.
I promise you, on April 6th, I will not be wearing my Red Sox cap.
Listen,
okay.
If we save lives, I'll wear a Red Sox hat. I could care less, bro. All right, it's all good.
This is being recorded, right?
Oh yeah. We'll see you in a couple days, in a couple weeks. Outstanding. I'm fired up for that guy. Fired up for him. Yeah.
Absolutely. The number is staggering. 182 dudes in a 20-year career is.
Well, listen, 105 guys in America today will do it.
Right.
So let that sink in. It's 105 families. Right.
Generation.
And we're doing it. Right. And we are stepping in. You guys are stepping into the breach every single morning by doing what you're doing in that circle of trust. Let's get you a little bit sharper. Let's add another tool. Right. Let's add another piece. I told
the beach group that's going, it's going to be probably 15 to 20 dudes. Yeah. And I said, we're subjected to being around any give or take a week, right? A couple of hundred different guys, depending on where you post, if you hop the wall, or if you do whatever, and you can guarantee that you are shoulder to shoulder with a dude that
it's happened here,
struggling.
It's happened here.
It's happened in our regions. It's happened in other regions, and you guarantee you're doing Merkins on the pavement next to a guy that's at a breaking point.
That's right.
And so what can
we're
you
gonna
do
get them
to
through
potentially realize that and then have a conversation?